Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Daniela from Elder and Oak Tarot, and I'm so delighted to offer you this bigger card today because we're going to receive a message from your grandmother. So let's have a look at our piles. We have the Raccoon and Sycamore in pile number 1 with the Apple Ogham Stave and the Fluorite Crystal. The Cat and Lavender in pile number 2 with the Reed Ogham Stave and the Shell. The Crow and Dogwood in pile number 3 with the Ivy Ogham Stave and the Amethyst Crystal. So take a moment to make your choice. If you're drawn to more than a pile, that's absolutely fine. And when you're done, you can find the timestamps in the info box below that will bring you directly to the beginning of your reading. If you like the content, I would highly appreciate if you could support my channel. Simply leave a thumbs up, drop a comment, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell down below if you haven't done it yet, so you won't miss any of my new videos. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can find my email in the info box below together with my prices. And if you're interested in my Ogham set, it is available for sale. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you at the beginning of your reading. Hello my loves and welcome to your reading if you have picked the Raccoon and Sycamore in pile number 1 with the Fluorite Crystal and the Apple Ogham Stave. Today we're going to be using the White Sage Tarot deck. You can find the Amazon link in the info box below, and we're going to be using the Lenormand cards. This is the Fairy Lenormand, plus another oracle deck which is called Postcard. I have already pulled the card for you, and there is a message from your grandmother as well, so we're gonna read that later. Now, when I say message from your grandmother, initially all I was thinking of is deceased grandmother. Okay, so a grandmother that has passed away and that is thinking of you from wherever she is. But then I realized there is plenty of other situations in which perhaps your grandmother is alive, but she has, sorry for the phone, I should have put it in silence, she has Alzheimer or she has dementia, and it's really difficult to communicate with them because of that. Or perhaps it's someone that, without offending anybody, but didn't have much education and so find it really hard to express their thoughts, or cannot speak and therefore find it hard to transmit their wisdom. Any other reasons like that. Perhaps they are alive but they are unconscious, they are bedridden, their illness is not allowing them to speak with you properly. So even in those situations in which I find myself in the past, I realized that I really wanted to speak with my granny, but she couldn't really. And so even in those situations, I found that I would have loved to speak with her higher self. So I really hope that this reading is going to serve you your highest best in any of those scenarios. So I'd like to show you these Lenormand cards that came out when I was meditating over your reading. There is Garden, Tree, and Lady. And the first thing that came to my mind with these 3 cards is that if your grandmother has deceased, she wants you to know that she is in your garden. Especially if you have a tree in your garden, she is there. Her spirit is embedded in that beautiful tree. Something else as well that comes to my mind here is that she might encourage you to have family gatherings or friends gatherings in the garden, or even just a home if you don't have a garden, to just have gatherings, because that is a message from the garden cards. And while you have those, to really be of service to them by sharing, if you can, any of the family treasures, family wisdom, anything connected to your ancestors. Like if you have a party, even if you can simply maintain certain traditions that your grandmother has passed down to you. For example, if she has taught you how to make lasagna, well then at whatever gathering you have, think of her and cook a delicious lasagna for your friends or whoever you are hosting. Okay, so that is the message that came through. I was trying to see if there's anything else from these cards. Oh, something else is that if you can grow a tree from seed for your granny, I think that that would be their biggest wish. And even if you don't have a garden to place it into, just raise it until it's small, until you can, and pour all of your love into it, and then give it to someone that has some land or a garden where you can plant this tree, or even a communal garden. That's something I'm seeing. Perhaps your granny was spending a lot of time in the garden, and so whenever you sweep off the leaves, think of her. She's there with you. That's definitely some message that came through. Now, the major topic for your reading is being expressed by these three elements. We have the apple. The apple does speak about a choice that you perhaps need to do. And your granny would like you to know that in order to make this choice, they would like for you to prioritize your wellness, harmony, beauty, even rest. So if you can think of those themes whenever you make your choice, if you can prioritize those. Also, it is a message. What they're saying with the apple is to pay attention to your dreams, because it could be that they're trying to communicate with you through your dreams. And that would make sense as well with the fluorite crystal, because it's a crystal that is connected with the third eye chakra, because of sometimes the lavender color that it has within the green one. And so third eye indeed it allows us to see the spiritual dimension, to connect with the spiritual dimension, to enhance our intuition, to see the invisible, to see whatever is not so tangible in front of us. And also it is a crystal that does speak about enhancing your ability to communicate, not just to see things and to understand them, but also to express them, to communicate. So perhaps they want you as well to really think through this particular choice that you have. They want you to spend as much time as you can gathering knowledge, studying about it. Like, they really want you to have your full mind on, during this choice. Yes, to listen to your intuition, but also to listen to your logic as well. That's what I'm sensing. And to express your needs if you have the chance to do so. With the Raccoon and Sycamore, they also want you to be curious. So they want you to be motivated. Whatever you do, whatever you decide to do, they want you to be motivated by curiosity. So if you can step out of the comfort zone, that would be great. If you can bring back that playfulness, that curiosity that only a baby or a child has, that enthusiasm to try something new, that would be amazing. Now, I'm sure that the tarot cards will tell us more about it. I'm trying to figure out what the message is between these three of them. I still sense that there is something more, but we're going to understand. Before we go ahead, I'd love to read the postcard message. Now, this is postcard from spirits, but I often read it as well from deceased loved ones. So it says, "Dearest you, let us ask you, are you looking for happiness outside of your everyday, moment-to-moment experience, thinking you will find happiness out there someday? So many go chasing a magic it out there, but it never could be found there. So we want to share a secret that shouldn't be a secret. You are pure joy. What made you is pure joy. And every time you wake up, and even when you sleep, you have joy waiting to be expressed inside you. Joy and happiness and fullness come from doing joy, being joy, knowing it, cultivating it, and lighting it in your heart so you can share it. You must know this, so when the time comes, you will be fully free, and your joyful being and actions will turn you into a beacon of starlight. Look within and be joyful, even for tears and loss. For the mean you have lived, really lived. Jump into it all and love every minute. We all love you like crazy over here. How beautiful. I love that joy was the main theme of that message, because it really did connect to the joy that I felt from the raccoon and sycamore, because they're so childlike and playful and curious, and cuddly even, and just they seem to be so full of life, full of energy. So it makes a lot of sense. So it feels like whatever choice you have in front of you, you should ask yourself, does this make me happy? Does this bring joy into my life? Am I feeling this spark of life inside of me? Okay. And so yeah, let's go more in depth with the tarot. I'm just gonna place these cards aside. Sorry. Please and thank you for pile number 1. Message from their grandmother. Message from their grandmother, please and thank you for pile number 1. What does she need to tell them? What does she need to tell them? What does she need to tell them for pile number 1, please and thank you. By the way, thank you immensely for trusting my guidance, for being here. I love your presence so much, and your love and affection and encouragement and great messages. I read each one of them, and they truly make my day. So thank you so much for choosing to be here. Okay. 6 of Wands in the reverse position, followed by the Fool and the 8 of Pentacles, clarified by the Judgment in reverse, the 3 of Swords in reverse, and the 4 of Swords in reverse. Crazy how we have the 4 of Swords, because it does talk indeed about some lack of rest or inability to slow down, to take some time for yourself, to retreat, to quieten your mind. Is this restless type of energy, the 4 of Swords in the reverse position. So let me see, what do we have? 6 of Wands in reverse. It could be that right now you're giving yourself a hard time because you might have failed in some field of your life, or you felt like you did. You felt like you weren't able to express the fullness of your potential, of your talent, and maybe you had to do something in public in front of an audience and you didn't feel like you received the right reaction from them. It wasn't received very well, or you simply would have liked to do much better. 6 of Wands is definitely the card of a feeling like you have done a job successfully and you have the recognition from others. In this case, you are lacking that recognition, and perhaps you're not even giving it to yourself. And with this Judgment in reverse, you're not understanding exactly why. What did it go wrong? Why did they not like it? Whatever you have done, expressed, performed, whatever that was. Yes, what went wrong? Or why, even though perhaps it went really well, why do you feel still unsatisfied? Why do you feel like you have not made it? You're not successful at this. And let's see. We have this Fool in reverse and the 3 of Swords in reverse. The 3 of Swords always speaks about healing. Okay, healing from a painful heartbreak from the past. So this could be the grief that you've had about your granny passing away. And the Fool in reverse they are recognizing that because of this grief, you're finding it really hard to start a new path and to feel that excitement and enthusiasm to start something new. Perhaps you did receive a big opportunity from life to start up a new job, or moving into a new country, or simply show all of your talents, or explore a new path, and you're wondering, why am I not feeling excited about this? Why am I not going head on towards this new path? Normally in the past I would have already packed my bags, I would have already been there. So what is going on with me? Why am I not rushing in with this huge excitement flowing through my veins? And I feel like your person is saying is because even though you are healing, you have not done enough. I mean, you have not done enough healing. Perhaps there's still something, there's still some pain that I'm sensing like is fossilizing inside of you. Don't even know if you can say something like that, but is turning into a stone inside of your heart, and perhaps you're not even paying attention to it anymore because you're so used to it, to that weight being there over your chest. But that is exactly what is making you feel a little depressed, perhaps, like you're not able to embrace the joys of life like you used to. Or perhaps, yes, you did, you were victorious in some field of your life, but this is not giving you much excitement, and this is because this grief. So what your granny wants you to do is to put yourself at work with these beautiful Eight of Pentacles. They want you to be very dedicated towards whatever you are doing. Even if it feels at the beginning that is not giving you much of a spark, keep doing it. Start a routine. They want you to have repetitive behaviors in this situation where you show full dedication to your activity no matter what it is. They want you to try for weeks, months, even a year. And yes, they want you to never look back and never asking yourself why you're doing it. Like, they want you to trust the process. And also this Eight of Pentacles, it could be that they're saying they want you to use your hands. They want you to be extremely productive if you can. And I, in parentheses, don't know if you say that, I want to open a little digression here. Being overly productive can be toxic. This is a warning that I have to say to you. So I'm not suggesting in any way, or your granny is not suggesting in any way, to burn yourself out for being overly productive and ignoring your emotions. That is not the message. But sometimes it helps to start a whatever routine, whatever job that you can set in motion, and the engine simply goes on its own, because it helps you to not fall into a spiral, a downward facing spiral, in which you are going to feel extremely depressed, and then it's really hard to climb out of that place. Okay, so find that harmony, and that's where we connect with the apple. Find that harmony, so that balance, so that it is not too much and it is not too little, because there is a restless mind here. So I feel that your granny is saying, once you start using your hands, for example, you make pasta, and I know it's a very Italian thing to say, but let's say you make the dough from home, and you roll it and you cut it in little dumplings, whatever that is. It's a repetitive job, but they are saying, first of all, they're there with you when you're doing anything that is repetitive, and they want you to know that there is a lot of healing power in doing something, anything with our hands, because it puts us in a state of trance where we can in fact allow our mind to rest, and we can separate ourselves from our ego for a while. We can be of service of others and of ourselves. So anything that we do with our hands is actually an act of what word, like it's a spiritual act basically. So they're saying whenever you're feeling restless, surely do something. Like, for example, I do macrame, and it's a very repetitive work because you make a knot after the next one, and you could stay there for like 3 hours for doing one single piece. So it's repetitive, but it is also very meditative and healing. And it helps me a lot to forget about my fears and worries or overthinking, etc. So yes, I can see that your granny really is putting the focus on the fact that you still need healing and you need to find that excitement, that joy. And if you don't have it, store something anyway. And after doing whatever repetitive job, you will eventually find the purpose, you will eventually find the joy out of your whatever you have created after seeing the product of your work. Let me get more cards now. It could be that you have to make an important choice about a job. Perhaps the path that you are in right now, it is not making you feel fulfilled, but at the same time, when you're trying to think of what other path you could take, what else you could do, there's nothing that really catches your mind that makes you feel that spark. And again, they're saying it is not because you lack the curiosity or the interest in anything in life. It's not that you don't have it, is that it's fogged. There is like a veil on top of it because of this grief that you're having. So this Eight of Pentacles could either be a suggestion in continues doing what you're doing, even though it seems a little boring and repetitive right now, and do it until it will allow your mind to rest, and then you can make your choice and ask yourself, is this job giving me enough rest? Is this job bringing beauty and joy and in my life? Is this job allowing me to grow and to expand my knowledge, to be curious, to be playful? Is this job inspiring my mind? Is this giving me enough stimulus? Because with the fluorite, it feels like you want to be stimulated mentally. So that is another factor to incorporate in your choice. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be a job. I'm saying that because of the Eight of Pentacles, that it often speaks about the work area, but it could be anything. It could be your home, your relationship, your community, your group of friends, whatever passion you have or you used to have and now is not giving much of a spark anymore. So yeah, they're definitely asking you to consider the fact that maybe it's not that you have lost interest in whatever it is that you're doing. You're simply still healing. So give it a chance. Indeed. Like, I had moments like that as well in the past where I was like, where am I going with this YouTube thing? Is this still giving me joy or not? And in reality, I was simply burned out. I was depressed. I was anxious. But then when I started doing it as a routine, although I cannot certainly say that I have a perfect routine right now because it's always all over the place, but I had a phase in which I was able to do not too long ago, I was able to do 3 videos per week, and it made me so much happier about the final results. So much happier. So I feel that it's something similar. I can actually I can see myself in this advice as well. Let's see what else. Messages from your granny. So it is worth a try to to dedicate yourself to it and going past the boring repetitive phase. No, I don't want to be repetitive myself, so let's move on. 10 of Wands. So there is a burden that you should let go of. This could even be letting go of some responsibilities, sharing them with other people, with partners, if you're in a relationship, or relatives, if it is a burden related to your home or work with your colleagues and boss, whatever that is. You need to delegate as well some job because it's simply too much. Sometimes we hold on responsibilities that nobody really has put on us. And so your granny wants you to know that you're free to let go of these burdens that you are carrying diligently, because life is going to continue without you carrying those things, and it is not up to you to carry that big stack of branches like it's shown in this picture. Perhaps it has been given it to you like that in a big bundle, and you just thought, well, that's what I'm supposed to do, to carry it all by myself. But in reality, this ribbon is quite loose, so you can easily unravel it, remove some of these branches, giving them to others, sharing them, and then the load is a lot lighter. So that's definitely something that your granny want you to know. It could even be that they are saying to you, whatever burden I used to have, if it was even physical pain or any type of alteration of the mind, any type of troubles, they have finally been able to let go of it. This Wheel of Fortune is in reverse, so I feel they're saying, even though you as in reader of pile number 1, you might have had some resistance about this big change if your granny has passed, or your granny has, stopped having the ability to communicate, for example, or is bedridden, whatever that is that has changed. I feel that your granny wants you to know that if you let go of that resistance, if you accept and embrace the change, you're gonna feel a lot lighter, because you might be still attached to the past, to what it used to be, and this is just accumulating that grief of yours. Instead, if you try to see, oh my goodness, if you choose to see the beauty in this change, that's where you're going to be able to get rid of some burdens and feel alive again. Like, it is absolutely horrible to lose a person that you love, and I can definitely say from experience as well, or like it's a horrid experience as well to see one of your loved ones to change, or not being able to communicate with you like you used to, or not being able to walk anymore perhaps, or not being able to eat by themselves anymore, things like that. And it is really, really sad, but I feel that your granny has accepted it and they want you to do the same. Eight of Swords, I love that, and Knight of Wands. So the Eight of Swords actually does speak about removing any sense of being trapped. So I don't know if these burdens of yours made you feel stuck in an activity or job or situation, familiar situation or home, whatever that is. If they're making you feel stuck there, your granny is telling you actually do have the power to walk away and to really rush towards your passions. The Knight of Wands is such a passionate character. It takes actions and is adventurous. It has a beautiful adventurous spirit. It is full of life, full of curiosity. The solar plexus chakra is in flame, is so active. So they always have an idea of what to do. They're always in motion. They always have a new interest, a new passion, or they're so good at expressing their enthusiasm and excitement and interest for any topic, and they go after it, they chase it. Okay, so they want you to know that you are not trapped. Wherever you are right now, there's nobody really holding you tight to a chair. You do have this power, this choice to walk away, okay, and to follow your dreams. And I know that it sounds like very cliche, but this is something that I'm seeing here. I don't know why this plant keeps shaking. So what else do I see from these two cards? Yeah, sometimes we do feel like the external circumstances are keeping you stuck, while in reality they are not. Also, for some reason, I'm sensing that for some of you, you might be actually the carer of your granny if she's still alive, or you might have been in the past before she passed away. And in that situation, I feel that they are giving you the permission to either step away from the role that you have taken to always be by their side throughout this transition, and to take care of them just like a nurse would. I feel that they are giving you permission to remove yourself, yes, from that role, because they can see that you are sacrificing yourself so much. And with these 10 of Wands, and that you are trapping yourself and impeding yourself to go after your dreams. So I feel that they want you to know that they have accepted their situation. They know that they're going to pass anyway, and that it is, you shouldn't feel guilty if instead they have passed away and you were in this situation before, and perhaps you did go after your dreams eventually. I feel that they are giving you the acknowledgement that they are not mad about it. Okay, perhaps you went back thinking about the past, being like, I should have stayed there, what if things would have been different, and now you're carrying this burden of having made the wrong choice there. And I feel that they're saying to you, no, please remove all of these burdens. They don't have a reason to exist, because you've done the right thing. I believe in you. There's a lot of potential inside of you. I'm just about to leave this earth anyway. There's no point for you to stick next to me for all this time, sacrificing yourself so much. So maybe it's going to resonate with just one of you between all the listeners, but I felt like I had to say it. It could be that it has anything to do at all with your connection with your actual granny, and they're simply acting as a spirit guide in your situation, your current situation, and they're definitely trying to encourage you to be true to yourself and to find again that passion, that inspiration, the excitement to be curious in life and try new things, and explore new territories, perhaps even traveling, and just testing yourself with new activities, new group of people, new jobs, new passions, new roles, whatever it is, and doing so by removing any burdens or any trap, because yes, it may look like the external conditions are holding you back there. Sometimes we feel responsibility towards a job. We feel like, oh, I really want to quit, but I would feel bad at leaving my boss or my colleagues in a situation without my help. or the people that I'm offering my service to, you would feel terribly guilty because you're a nice person. But at the end of the day, it is not your responsibility. If you feel trapped, if you feel burdened, you have the freedom to go and spread out your wings just like this beautiful eagle would. It's beautiful how they use an eagle for the night ones, and now I understand why, because it has the possibility to spread out their wings so widely and set themselves free and explore indeed new lands so easily, flying over new territories that they've never been in before, going in really high altitudes. There's these little not cubicles, but pyramid sort of shapes that reminds me of mountains. I think that they're mentioning altitude. That's the symbolism behind it. So yes, just expand your horizon. That's the message. There is a star here which talks about a dream that you are neglecting, that you have left inside an old drawer and threw the key away. So try to reconnect with this inner child dream that you used to have. Okay, trying to find again a reason to be alive, because sometimes along the way we kind of forgot it or lost it. We don't know why we're here. And I believe that before coming on earth we had a beautiful plan, a beautiful long list of things we wanted to achieve on this planet and all the reasons why we were so excited to be here. And then along the way I just start giggling because it feels like a joke. Like along the way we just kind of lose that memory of it, and then we find ourselves in the middle of the desert being like, where did I come from? Why am I here? What am I supposed to do here? It's like a big joke really, but we still have that paper list written somewhere in the depth of our subconscious. And I feel that this star in reverse is like encouraging you to remember why you're here. And even if it's not that deep and mystical, it could simply be remember what you wanted to do as a kid. Or, if you are a big dreamer, a big romantic, if you had a big vision to even influence society in some way, or the environment in some way, or to help people heal, whatever that is your dream, or to express your beautiful love for life or your innocence through art, and whatever that is, find it again. That's something that I'm noticing here. I realize now, because wait, how many cards do we have? Yes, nothing. Oh yeah, that's the card that I was trying to get a clarifying for. Excuse me for the confusion, but the camera stopped working along the way, and I kind of lost the flow for a minute, but now I am there again. Okay. Let's clarify this star in reverse. Knight of Pentacles. So it could be the part of those dreams that you have abandoned or forgotten. There is a dream to settle down perhaps, or to create some solid foundations, or to commit to a particular job, or even commit to a particular relationship. And this Knight of Pentacles is not fully trusting their own abilities, is not fully trusting that they're going to be resourceful enough, that they're going to be able to save enough money for it, that they're going to be diligent enough to maintain the routine and working through the highs and lows of life and maintaining that specific goals of them. So this is kind of disbelief in yourself and in your abilities to chase a particular dream. Perhaps you're the type of person that likes to what's the right word for it, indulge in new passions, new, let's say you like to buy new music instruments, or new cameras, or whatever equipment for a new hobby, but then you don't stick to it. So it is fun and excitement at first, but then you lose easily interest for it. And like we said earlier, it could even be because there is some void within you that you're trying to fill in with this hobby, but it is not big enough, because what the only thing that could really fill up that void is proper deep healing. Okay, so you're probably trying to alienate yourself or distract yourself from the pain and those emotions, so you pick up a new thing and hoping that is going to give you the solution to all of your problems. In reality, it's just giving you a rush of dopamine, and as soon as that is gone, then you need another one. It's an addiction kind of thing. So it could be that you are feeling like you don't trust yourself in fully committing to a particular hobby or activity or job or relationship, whatever that is. And so let's see what are the advices about it. Certainly there's advices about healing, about letting go of burdens, and about realizing that you're not fully trapped and that you're free to go in whatever direction you want. There's lessons about making your choice wisely, but also prioritizing, like we said earlier, rest, beauty, harmony, curiosity, mental stimulation, and giving priority to your intuition as well. Let's see. What other messages does your granny has for you? Even just recognizing where the problem is. For example, recognizing this pattern that I just mentioned, it would be enough catalyzer to get you out of it. Or this Star Knight of Pentacles, it could be representing exactly something that you've always hoped to go for, but you're holding yourself back because of these responsibilities that you feel that they are attached to you and that you have to pursue. So again, your granny is just giving you permission to go after what you need. But if you have to do it, to do so in a committed way and to maintain your routine with the Eight of Pentacles that we have underneath as well. And removing all those sort of overthinking and overanalyzing it before you go for it. Other messages from your granny for pile number 1, please and thank you. King of Swords. Okay, this could be a masculine figure in your life that is quite harsh, cold and detached, or pretty much logical, not very in touch with your feelings, or at least doesn't show them, with a bit of cold-hearted face, but in reality they also do have feelings for sure. The Seven of Pentacles in reverse, right? So there could be a masculine figure in your life, perhaps an authority as well. It doesn't have to be necessarily a male. It could even be a female that is embracing a lot of these masculine qualities, that is having a lot of power on you, and for some reason is making you feel like you have wasted your time. And with the Seven of Pentacles is making you feel like whatever you have worked so far towards, it is going to fail. And that's why we had the Six of Wands in reverse. So someone made you feel a failure. That is absolutely awful and abusive. It should never happen. It should absolutely never happen. So let me see again what cards. That could be as well the reason why you're feeling so burdened, because some people or a particular person might have used really harsh words that were judging your work. Okay, and made you feel so confused and made you question what you're doing. And perhaps made you consider the possibility to completely change the direction of your life, to completely change your path. Maybe they made you feel so awful that you were like, maybe I'm just not following the right path here, okay? So in some situations, it could be that those were the words that you needed to hear. Maybe they said it out of care. Maybe they were like trying in a gentle way to say, I think that you would be wasting your talents by following this particular path, because you have such a bigger potential, and you could get so much more out of life if you could pursue your dreams. So why are you getting yourself stuck in this particular situation, particular job, particular family, particular country? Why are you allowing yourself to be so stuck and stagnant? So maybe this figure wasn't necessarily coming in a mean way. Okay, so maybe that was the catalyzer that you needed to hear. So even if it was a bit shocking at first, I feel like your grandmother wants you to consider that perhaps they were right, because indeed the swords court cards, they always say, unless they are in reverse, they're famous for being honest and for being quite direct sometimes and not really filtering what they want to say. So yes, they can come out harshly, but they also simply mean it. They're very transparent in that way, unless they're trying to be manipulative. But if that was the case, this King of Swords would be in reverse. So yeah, if you're here wondering, was this person right? Am I actually following the wrong path? Am I actually wasting my time here? Am I actually waiting on a garden where I spread seeds 10 years ago and they're still not giving any fruit and not bearing any fruit? Am I actually doing something wrong here? I feel that your grandmother is giving you this sign that it is worthy indeed exploring new territories. And you know, as well, the Two of Wands does speak about expanding your horizon, does speak about planning your future, okay? Planning the next move. Two of Wands has a similar energy of a hiker that has planned a trip up to a particular mountain. They have planned to climb a mountain, and they're just at the base of this mountain. So they have all the equipment that they need. They have a bag, they have water, they have a snack, they have whatever, don't know the name of it, but like those hooks that you need to climb mountains, or walking sticks, the right shoes, etc., etc. And they have the best ingredients of all, the motivation, the physical energy, the excitement for it, the desire to come to the top. So this is the energy, okay, in the Two of Wands. So I feel that your grandmother wants you indeed to ask yourself, what would make me feel like waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning really excited for what I'm doing? For example, I tell you a little story. Like 10 years ago now, I was volunteering in a beautiful natural reserve in Costa Rica, and I don't even believe now that it was my reality back then, because it looked like such a dream. And I have earned, after a few weeks or months, I can't remember, the responsibilities of the butterfly garden. So my job was to pick up the right plants for each butterfly. Like, I don't want to make it long, but I was taking care of all the processes of growth from the egg to the adult. And to do so, I had to wake up really early, like before sunrise. And I've never been that happy to wake up so early and throw myself in the middle of this reserve that was like a tropical forest, a proper, even though controlled and there were paths, it was a tropical forest, and I was the only one awake at that time. And walking down this forest and going into the butterfly garden and taking care of my precious babies. And I've never been that happy to wake up that early and listen to all the sounds of the animals. So I'm sharing it because perhaps this can inspire you and remind you of that particular spark and when you felt it and why. Because in my case, definitely being in contact with animals gave me that, and there's probably nothing else that gives me the same feeling, that being in touch with animals or wild nature. So yeah, your grandmother wants you to remind yourself of that particular feeling and to plan anything you can to achieve it and go towards it. There is a Four of Pentacles in reverse, which talks about letting go of your assets, letting go of whatever you have built up until now. This is such a strong message. So if you have created some foundations and you're really attached to them, they're saying it is safe to let go of them. Let me just change the battery. That's crazy how we just throw the answer to the universe and then the answer comes so directly. It's not always like that, to be honest, but in this particular reading it seems that the answer is pretty clear indeed. So that's what your grandmother is suggesting. I also feel, if you're wondering how they are, I feel that they have let go of the attachment to the earthly pleasures and the earthly foundations and belongings and experiences. They have let go because they can now see a much wider horizon, and they can dream about the future development and evolutions of their spiritual journey. There's a lot of light-hearted energy here. Excuse me. Eight of Wands in reverse. This is lack of communication, and Hermit in reverse. Is there a particular letter that came through the post and you are scared to open it up? Or is there a particular opportunity that you have received through mail, or someone that is trying to call you and you have not responded, you have not opened up the email, you have not answered to it? It could be that your grandmother is suggesting to get out of this hermit mode. Perhaps you're hiding, thinking about this choice. It is too scary for you. Yes, you are curious about it, but you're also pretty much scared of letting go of everything that you have built up until now. Okay, so your grandmother is suggesting to get out of the hermit mode because yes, it is important to reflect and analyze and dive deep within your soul. It is all necessary to find some peace in your sacred space, but you've done it a little bit too long. Indeed, with that photo swords in reverse underneath, it does tell me that you've gone to the point that you're overthinking it, you're overanalyzing it, you have restless energy. So being in the hermit mode, it is not serving your highest best anymore at this point in time. And this, perhaps you cut communication with the people around you for some time to go through your grief. And even though that is important and necessary in certain phases of the grief, at some point you do have to come back to society and embrace other people's help, and reconnecting yourself with your social network, and speak up again, express yourself. See what other message. The Two of Wands as well reminds me of that joy, and we did see in the postcard from spirits the same message. So really, what does spark that joy and that curiosity, that pleasure, that the desire to be alive and work on that? And it feels like you're scared of a big opportunity that came, because it is so hard to step out of the comfort zone, and I totally understand it. Perhaps it can help you out to plan things out with these Two of Wands, to be very cautious about the next steps, so you know exactly what you are expecting. It is not an entire step into the void. It's not going to be an exactly a big giant leap of faith, because you've organized as much as you can. So we're not talking about, leaving a job and a house all of a sudden without having anything prepared and just throwing a bag together and start traveling and going wherever universe is leading you. Sometimes that helps, but it's probably something that people in their early 20s are more eager to do. They have more energy to do it, more what's the word, reckless. They're more reckless, and they don't mind a bit of an adventure like that. I feel that in your case you do need a little bit of planning. So you need to have a backup plan, and you need to have everything kind of lined up, so that yes, you're leaving something, but also you know where you're going. So if that helps, I feel that is an advice from your granny. It could be that for some of you, your grandmother was actually feeling like that a lot of the time, like pretty much attached to their earthly belongings and relationships and jobs, and they never really dared too much. But that's why they would like for you to do so and break the generational curse, let's say. Okay. I don't know for how long I've been talking. Sometimes I completely lose sense of time. Let's do a few more and then we'll end it there. The Devil. So something might be tempting you. Yeah. The Five of Cups energy is tempting you, which is constantly focusing on the past, on whatever you have lost, whatever broke you, whatever didn't work out, and indulging too much on that pain to the point that you cannot have faith for the future anymore, or for future relationship, future activities. You just don't have faith. You feel like there's no purpose anymore. So if you find yourself in a phase like that, where you're like, well, now that my granny has passed, or now that I have lost this and that, there is no point anymore to keep trying and be happy. I'm just gonna swim in these dark waters, and I'm gonna swim in my tears forever and ever, because there's nothing else for me to do. Like, it can be an awful spiral, and it can be really hard to climb out of it. So please do not listen to the devil. And I'm not saying that it's not healthy to express your emotions or to cry, because it is absolutely essential to cry and let out your emotions. But crying for 10 minutes at a time, and then do something creative, productive, use your hands. Because if you do instead spend 10 hours crying the whole day, for days and weeks, and maybe months, like that is going to be so damaging to your whole internal chemistry, to your brain chemistry. It's going to be really hard to get out of that. So you get into chronic depression. So I really feel that you should not be tempted by the desire to kind of swim in the memory lane for too long, or in the regrets and remorseful feeling or guilt, etc., etc. The what ifs and the Ace of Pentacles. So yes, the whole focus is in this new beginning that is going to be such a solid foundation for you. It's going to bring so much bliss, so many blessings into your life with this Ace of Pentacles, and I'm so excited for you. Like, this is the ultimate sign that if you find the courage and strength to get out from the situation in which you are in and start something new that really inspires that joy within you, it is going to be successful no matter what. So if that Six of Wands in reverse was speaking about your fear to be a failure, then your grandmother is telling you, I'm here with you. And as long as you are focused on your journey, on your ultimate goal, and you are optimistic and you believe in yourself, and you listen to this little advice, you are going to be absolutely fine. This is a gift from the universe. This Ace of Pentacles is a big opportunity. Perhaps you're going to receive some money, some inheritance, some job offer, or someone is finding you the perfect dream home for you, and or you're going to find it, and is something really great and big is going to be landed to you, handed to you, not landed. And from there you can build such strong, solid foundations for the future. I'm so happy for you, and it's so nice to feel that in this particular choice that you have in your life, to receive the confirm that you're not alone, that she is here with you, and she is doing her best as well to keep your focus on the important things, and yeah, to keep your mind fresh while doing this choice, and not being fully absorbed by negative emotions, but being more light-hearted instead. So I feel like this is a good time to end the reading. Thank you immensely for listening up until now and trusting my guidance. If you ever desire to get a private reading with me, there is my email and prices in the info box below. You can even just text me to ask some infos about it, so don't feel any pressure. And if you love to support me in some way, there's plenty of ways that you can find in the info box below, plus the usual ones, even just a like, a comment, subscribing, goes a really long way. So thank you immensely for anything that you feel comfortable to do. It means the whole world, and I can't wait to get in touch with you in the comment section as soon as this video is uploaded. Much love, and yeah, best of luck with whatever endeavor you decide to face. See you very soon. Hello my loves, and welcome to your reading. If you have picked the Cat and Lavender in pile number 2 with the shell and the reed Autumn stave, which is also called broom. Today we're going to be using the White Sage Tarot deck for the majority of the reading. 3 cards from the Lenormand deck that I have already pulled for you, as you can see, and 1 card from the Postcards from Spirit deck, and I have already pulled this card for you. We're going to be reading it in a few minutes. So let's talk first of all about these elements that we have here. Before we go ahead, actually, I want to just mention when I first had this idea of this video, I was thinking about a deceased grandmother, like grandmother that has passed away, that is not here with you anymore, at least in her physical form. But actually then I realized there's a lot of other situations in which your grandmother might be still alive but not able to communicate with you anymore, perhaps because of some dementia, because of Alzheimer, because maybe she's bedridden or very ill, and or maybe your connection is not the same as it used to be. Maybe there's no energy to have certain conversations anymore, or perhaps even your grandmother doesn't have the capacity to transfer the wisdom from her higher self, maybe because of lack of assets, of lack of education, or just finding it really hard to be emotional with you and direct, and shows her love through practical ways, but never really had a chance to have full on a deep conversation with you. So this could be messages from their higher self to you. And so yeah, that was the intro. Let's go to the messages now. We have the cat in lavender, which clearly does speak about this tendency of being solitary, of being independent, and also having a really calm energy, being self-assertive, having a lot of self-confidence, and also ability to defend yourself if you need to. But there's also sometimes the opposite in the cat and lavender. There could be fear of being independent, fear of being alone, fear to assert yourself and defend yourself. We have the broom as well. That is a beautiful Om stave that can be used as well in spells and meditations and affirmations. But in this particular case, we're going to use it as a divination tool. And the read does speak about healers, herbal remedies as well. Actually, you know what? I'm going to read the summary that I have, written. I have written in my phone. I made a little bit of a research over these OM staves in the last year or so. So I'm studying them using lots of different sources, and just to memorize them, to study them, I created these summaries, which, I could use my words as well to describe it, but I just think it's a lot more impactful if I read the message directly to you. So it says, the keywords of the broom are healing, healers, herbal remedies, health, skills, knowledge, order, direction, and purpose. It symbolizes prioritizing physical and mental wellness by living a balanced and healthy lifestyle. This woman encourages the seeker to think outside the box and maintain clarity of purpose and energetic hygiene. It can indicate a lack of wellness and the need for a deep cleansing. So from these two elements together, I see that your grandmother could be suggesting you to spend some time in the ocean with the seashell here, to retreat yourself, spend some time by yourself to heal either your soul, to heal your grief, or to heal your physical body. Even just spending time in nature is so healing in itself for mind, body, and spirit. But especially the sea air is so good for us, for the iodine, and the sound therapy as well of the waves. But it could be that even spending time alone is necessary for you right now. And because we have the lavender as well, it could be that you need to get yourself out of the chaos. Perhaps you live in the city and your nervous system is constantly bombarded by sounds and by demands, by lots of requests, high productivity, and lots of stimulus, and it feels like you need some time alone. Here with this cat and lavender, your grandmother is suggesting you to take some time to stay by yourself and heal. So it could be as well that you have a family, you have kids, you have responsibilities, but she is like, my dear, you need to step out of all of that and give priority to your health right now and to your spiritual wellness as well. That's what I'm sensing, and feel confident that is the right choice for you. Now, There might be other messages coming from this combination that will come out later during the tarot reading. So for now, I'm ending it here, and it might not make much sense when I'm reading this Lenormand card just yet, but it will eventually come all together, okay, with the tarot cards. One strong message that I had from these three Lenormand cards, which are Coffin, Crossroads, and Stork, I really had this incredible strong message that your grandmother actually, if she passed, she was shown a fork in front of her, two paths that she could choose. She could either choose to stay in the spiritual realm and continue her spiritual growth in there, and or come back right in on the planet, with the stork that depict a new birth. I have goosebumps, like I'm feeling that your grandmother might have decided to reincarnate straight away in a new being that could actually be around you where you are now. Like if there has been any new birth around you. I know that it sounds crazy, but this is what I'm sensing here. Yeah, really strong message. Otherwise, another message here is that they are saying that they're okay. Whatever they are right now, they are okay. They have, the coffin clearly does represent passing and ending of their physical life. And the crossroads is like that gate where we are embraced as souls when we go through when we transition to the spiritual world. And so they have been met with their spiritual guides and welcomed by them, and they've been met with some choices as well. And with the stork is telling me that they are embracing a beautiful change. It is going to bring lots of happiness and peace and blessings. So a lot is changing. A lot has changed in their life, but the beautiful thing here is that there is new life after that. That's what I'm sensing. Even if they had to stay in the spiritual realms they decided to stay there, it's still a new life for them. They're still consciously awake. Their spirit is alive, and they are going through some new adventure. That's what I'm sensing here. And it could also be an advice for you if you're facing two paths, if you're facing a big important decision in your life. They are suggesting you to embrace a new project, a new beginning, a new life. If there's anything that is going to be delivered to you or that it has already been delivered to you, please embrace it, accept it. So if, I don't know, a cat showed at your doorstep soon after your grandmother has passed, well, then take it as a sign that this cat needs to be embraced in your life. This is a sign that you have to welcome this cat in your family and take care of them. And who knows, it could even be that it holds the spirit of your grandmother. Right now I feel so much like Phoebe from Friends when she found a cat and is completely convinced that it's her grandmother. But yeah, for how crazy it might sound, this is the message that came through these. Now, I feel that it is time to read the message from the postcard, and then we're going to go straight into the tarot reading. So the postcard is a beautiful deck that delivers messages from spirits, but I often use it as well for messages from your deceased loved ones. Sorry if I'm eating my words at times. So dear you, sometimes you just feel like no one understands you. You're not heard, or even that you don't count. This, my dear, is a terrible illusion. And although your feelings tell you that abandonment is real, well, we who love you know better. You are never alone. And even when rejection happens, You're ultimately being protected, so better things can replace what wouldn't have worked in the first place. Everyone on this side of the veil is watching over you and rooting for your ultimate success. Life loves you. We love you. And you are a unique spark of the divine and always connected to the light and to source. You're always in our care. Trust and keep the faith. Love you always and forever. What a beautiful message. Even if you don't feel understood, it's an illusion. Even if you feel abandoned, you're never alone. And when rejection happens, you are being protected. I totally believe in that. Whenever someone rejects you, actually they were just not meant to be in your life. And it was universe, it was your angels, your spirit guides saving you from going down the road with those people, because they were gonna damage you instead. So totally have faith and trust. Whenever someone is being removed from your life, there is an important reason behind it. And life flows so much more easily when you have that faith, instead of tormenting yourself like, did I do something wrong? Is, you know, instead of embracing all these insecurities of that stems from fear of being alone, fear of being alone forever, things like that. You might end up judging yourself for your behavior and being like, if it wasn't for me, this person would still be here with me. Maybe this is not, maybe you're not interested in romance, and that is a message that is not relevant to you. So in that case, bin it. As always, whatever doesn't resonate with you, let it go and take what does. So finally, we are asking Tarot a message from your grandmother, higher self, or divine self, for pile number 2. I'm hearing, if you want to talk with your grandmother, take a shell and place it near to your ear, next to your ear, and listen to the sounds of the ocean inside of the shell. And it will seem like your grandma is there, breathing next to you, and sitting beside you, watching the ocean together. Listening to the waves crashing against the seashore. I feel that, yes, maybe spending time near the sea as well is a really sacred place for your connection with your grandma. It could be that you will hear her a lot more there. So if you sense that since she's passed, or since she got ill, perhaps you weren't able to communicate much with her, and you felt that she was completely gone, and you started to believe that perhaps it is not true, that the spirit is still alive. Well, perhaps it was just the environment that was the wrong one. Okay, so let's jump ahead. Messages from your grandmother. They could be messages about how she's feeling, or advices for your life situation. We're going to be open-minded. We have the Chariot with the Page of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, big painful ending, sure, Death in reverse, not accepting the end, Ace of Cups, and Five of Pentacles. Right, so the spirit card, the postcard from Spirit, I told you I'm eating my words, is late, so I've had a long day in front of me. No, I don't know how you say that in English, but I've had a long day, so forgive some of my hiccups. So what I'm sensing here is that the postcard from Spirit was on point when he spoke about abandonment, because the Five of Pentacles actually does speak about that feeling too. Feeling left out in the cold and abandoned with no support, feeling quite hopeless as well, and no possibility to receive any help, and completely broken. Okay, so that is the feeling. And that is because perhaps the love from your grandmother was everything that was supporting you. She was the one giving you unconditional love, unconditional support. She would cheer you up. She would support any single activity, job, ideas, hobbies that you had, relationship. She was always by your side. She always believed in you. She always had lovely caring words for you, and perhaps she was really good at nourishing your mind, body and spirit, even just by being a granny, cooking some warm warm soup, delicious soups, and making your bed, and just putting a blanket over you when you're having a nap on the couch, and being really forgiving and tolerant, and treating you and spoiling you. So I understand how this end or this transformation was so difficult to accept. This passage was so difficult to accept, because without her you feel completely abandoned. Without her love and support you feel completely broken and abandoned, and I totally understand that, and your grandmother totally understand it. She wants you to know with this Page of Pentacles that she's helping you out. She is helping you with the offers that are showing up in your life. Okay, so if there is any messenger, any letter, any invitation, any offer, any new person showing up, any apology, any reconciliation with someone that is want to show how serious they are about you, they have been sent from your grandmother. That's what I'm sensing here. Page of Pentacles. She's also saying to be gentle with yourself. To be tolerant, to give yourself. You are a student of that incredible love that she was giving to you. So now you have to start giving it to yourself with this Page of Pentacles. And yes, it's hard because you weren't used to do it. Especially when you have a major source that is always available. Why should you? I totally understand why we're just wired that way, and we have this tendency of relying upon external sources rather than internal. I feel that she's saying, now this is your turn to learn how to offer that support, to learn how to commit to your self-love, and to be investing in yourself and giving yourself that push. Even if she's not giving it to you physically, she's there. Like, she manifests this chariot for you. She manifests the transport. She puts you on it, and then she gives you a nudge from the back, and from then on is going to be such a fluent trip. It's just going to be, how do you say in English, like what's the word, just downhill. Do you say that? Is that a positive thing? It's just going to be really easy after her nudge, after her push. So they want you to know that in this journey you're not alone. They're here with you, even if not necessarily in physical form. They're here with you, and they are helping you, seeing new offers, and they can see how you can be, a bit oriented in not accepting these offers, because the elephant is kind of looking away from this situation. But they're saying, no, those opportunities are for you, not for anybody else, silly. That type of thing. Yeah, you might have the tendency of not seeing a situation in which you could really invest in, because you're still stuck into these grief, which is totally understandable. And that's why they're suggesting to heal. That's why the read came out. You still need to heal. Perhaps you felt like you have healed, that you have cried, that you have let it all out, but it's still not enough. She's saying it's not enough. Perhaps you are giving yourself the illusion that you are healed, but in reality you're not. And it could be that you have some somatic as well. I hope you say somatic, like consequences, like you're storing the pain somewhere in your body, and that is giving you some chronic illness, perhaps some chronic pain, chronic anxiety or depression, or not necessarily, well, there could be depression, yes, with this Five of Pentacles, but fatigue and or some specific points in your body that hurts all the time, even headaches. Okay, I'm saying headaches because the lavender, if you smell it, the aroma is really good for headaches, to soothe them. Let's see what other messages from your grandmother for pile number 2. I'm sorry for the interruption, but the battery just died and I had to change it. For pile number 2, please and thank you. We have 2 of Pentacles in reverse. There is some indecision going on. Ooh, and 4 of Cups. Exactly. When the 4 of Cups is in reverse, it's about not seeing the opportunity, not seizing it, not taking advantage of it, and feeling like either you're not good enough for it, universe picked the wrong person, you are just destined to be sad and to not be happy, to not be chosen, and either for your dream job or chosen for a beautiful relationship. Half of the deck just fell, how great. And that could literally be you feeling like you have slippery hands, and whenever people give you those opportunities, you ruin them. Whatever you touch turn into stone, that type of feeling. So there's definitely some self-confidence issues there. I'm just going to grab the rest of the deck from the ground. Oh, it wasn't half after all. It just sounded like... okay. Yes, so your grandmother wants you to fill up that cup of love by yourself, because it's in reverse. All of that love is like being poured out of the mug if you put it in reverse. Instead, she's like, no, please. Keep pouring in. Put it not putting upright. Put your mug upright and fill it up. And believe that those opportunities are there for you. What is this nonsense of being undecided about them? I feel that she's saying those things to you. We have 6 of Wands in reverse and 4 of Pentacles, which curiously showed up in pile number 1 as well. So if you were undecided during the pick a card choice and you were attracted by pile number 1 as well, I would have a look at that too. But yeah, 6 of Wands, this is fear of failure. That's the same that I saw in pile number 1. Fear of failure. And with this 4 of Pentacles, you could be attached to an old definition of yourself. So there's something that you find it hard to let go of. You're being stubborn about the idea that you have of yourself, that actually it can be influenced by what some bully said when you were a kid, or some narcissist in your life, or some selfish parent said to you. So there is this need to let go of, like your granny is saying, you're being stubborn. Like, stop thinking about how something, what's that sentence? Like, instead of focusing on how bad things can turn out, why don't you focus about the possibility that they're going to turn out really well? You know, they want you to see your cup half full instead of half emptied. We have the Six of Pentacles upright and the Ace of Swords in the reverse position. So the Six of Pentacles is about equal give and take, being fair towards yourself and others, accepting help when it's needed. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, accepting help. So if someone is handling money to you, or a job, or an opportunity, or their house, whatever that is, if they are giving you a house to retreat for a week so that you can heal yourself, if they're offering some sort of treatment so that you can heal, if they are if in any way they're trying to help you, even just cooking for you because you're too sad and still grieving, or you can't clean the house because you're too preoccupied with your pain, let them help you, because that is going to help you to fill up that cup as well. You're feeling like you're unworthy of love and attention. The only love and attention that maybe you were receiving genuinely was from your grandmother, and now that she is not there, or she's not conscious anymore, you find it hard to give it to yourself and to receive it from others too. Ace of Swords, this is denying the opportunity, denying the beginning, delaying the beginning. Why is it? Yeah, I feel like this is you cutting away the opportunities, really. This is like also you sewing up your lips. That's what I'm sensing from this card. You're sewing up your lips. You're not expressing your needs. You're not talking. You're not being honest about your needs. And therefore, they are hard to be met. How can people be fair with you? How can there be an equal give and take if you are not sharing with them how much you've either done for them, or although it came out a bit wrong, but how can they help you? How can they know that they're satisfying your needs if you're not sharing them, if you're not telling them what you need? Or let's say you paid something in advance for a friend and then they forgot to pay you back, or you lended a book or some kitchen utensil to a friend and they never gave it back to you, and it's been months. Like, probably they just forgotten about it. How can they you need to remind them. You need to remind them that is important to you, otherwise it's going to be very hard for them to give it back. Although I don't justify that behavior. I think it's important to always give back things that have been lended to you, but some people just forget, and you have to be outspoken. Is that how you say? You have to be direct with them. And yeah, let's see what other message for your grandmother. It could be as well that these are words unsaid, you know, unspoken words, like something is being unsaid about the Six of Pentacles. So it could be that your grandmother might have had needs as well that she wasn't communicating, and she's trying to teach you to not repeat the same. It could be as well that she's trying to say, even though I wasn't communicating my needs, you always knew exactly what I needed. You always make me feel safe in that way and grounded. With the Four of Pentacles, you gave me what I needed. Because the Four of Pentacles as well is feeling satisfied about your assets, satisfied about your resources, feeling, you know, that stability of four pillars holding you, and being quite attached to them as well, not wanting to let go of them because they're so good. So if you felt like you failed her in your support because you were lacking confidence, especially when making decisions, I feel that they want to say, even though they might have not been able to communicate it with you with the Ace of Swords in reverse, there was a pretty well equal give and take there, and their needs were satisfied. So I feel that even just one person of you needed to hear that, especially if you were taking care of your grandmother or you were spending a lot of time with her in the last few months of her life. Okay, let's see what are the messages. Eight of Swords in reverse, even that card came out in pile number 1. So this is removing that illusion that you are trapped. Something is making you feel trapped, or you feel stuck. You feel in a stagnant situation where there are no solutions to your problems. Or yes, you feel like you cannot speak up about your needs. Oh, we have the Wheel of Fortune, upright. So I feel that your grandmother is giving you a nudge towards a big change, okay? You have to accept that life is constantly changing. There's constant ups and downs, the constant new opportunities showing up, but they're going to be there for a minute, and then, you know, the wheel will turn and those opportunities might be sent to someone else. So you better remove all of your limiting beliefs now before it's too late and the opportunities will shift away, okay? So I really feel that your grandmother is trying to say, try to pay as much attention as you can to those moments where life is being generous towards you. Because the Knight of Pentacles underneath is someone being really generous towards you. So accept the help, embrace the opportunity, accept the change, embrace the change that is going to create, and remove all of your limiting beliefs, absolutely, and especially fear of failure. And I feel that they're saying in all this change, you do have this stability from the Four of Pentacles. You have created a solid safety net around you. So that is going to hold you. And that could even be a solid network of friends that is always there helping you. Even whenever you don't ask them to help you, they're there for you. So you have nothing to fear. Wait, there's a Knight of Pentacles. Oh, yes, because that was a Page of Pentacles, not a Knight. Yes, Knight of Pentacles in reverse. This is fear to take action in the wrong direction and invest in the wrong thing, okay? So, but if you constantly stay in that state where you are undecided and you want to make a choice, as I said, you can eventually lose that opportunity. So you want to make some action. You want to create this confidence within yourself, okay? King of Pentacles in reverse is lack of self-confidence. If you are a man, it could be that you're not feeling perhaps manly enough to be a solid, long-lasting partner for someone, or to be your own boss, to be a self-employed person, to start a business, to invest in any particular activity. You might feel like you don't have enough confidence, you don't have enough knowledge, you don't have enough respect from other people, or whatever that is. You don't have enough money or enough belongings, enough assets and resources. And I feel that your grandmother is trying to say to you, those are just limiting beliefs, and you are creating yourself a pretty nice trap there, and you don't want to cage yourself. Okay, we have 5 of Wands that came out in reverse. This is getting over internal conflicts as well, getting over fear of competition. There is Hierophant in reverse. This is actually fear to commit to something. And so a good question would be, why are you scared? And even the King of Pentacles will speak about fear, commitment, even not necessarily on a romantic area, but in any area of interest to yourself, there is fear, commitment here. So again, it could be connected to that fear of failure, because if you commit to something and spend enough time doing so, you might wonder, well, people will recognize my failures if they see that I've been spending enough time there and I wasn't able to grab, the fruits of my labor. Instead, if I stay there only shortly, nobody will be able to judge me for that, because they will simply blame the fact that I spend a short time in there, that they will just blame time or lack of experience because I didn't give myself a chance. So it's like you're creating yourself that safety net by not investing into something. Does that make sense? It's like I'm sensing like, I don't know why I have this nomadic idea in my mind, like keep hopping from a country to another, traveling from a country to another, spending a few days, few weeks here and there, but never really stopping somewhere, because you're afraid that if you do, you will show to yourself and everybody else that you're actually not capable of creating a solid lifestyle for yourself. Again, no offense to people that likes to be nomadic, because I've been nomadic for 5 years, so I definitely have no judgment towards it, but this could be your own judgment, or you don't pick a new instrument because or if you do pick it, you just learn one song and then you go to the next, and you don't commit to it because you're scared that if you spend 2-5 years in it and you don't become excellent in it, people might judge you as a complete dumbass and just a bit of a failure, like I said, as in not being able to succeed in the things that you love. But if you don't commit to it, it will be like, oh, he's or she is just distracted, loves to do lots of things, never really stick to one thing. So they're not going to blame you, your talent, your lack of talent. They're going to blame, that you didn't put enough time into it. Okay, so we also have 2 Wands upright and 2 there's another card. 2 Cups upright, 9 of Wands in reverse, and 2 of Cups in reverse. So your granny wants you to, open up your horizons, wants you to explore new horizons, and that's another card that we saw in pile number 1. They want you to be open to the future and excited about what's coming next. They want you to prepare yourself for it. They want you to plan ahead. This is the exact same energy of someone that is about to start climbing a mountain and has all the equipment, the right shoes, the snacks and waters in the bag, the excitement, desire to come on top of that mountain, and yes, doesn't know exactly what's about to happen, but is really excited about it, and has planned most of the thing. But with this 9 of Wands, there's some barriers that are preventing you from fully seeking that future, or that are slowing down the progress, that are making you doubt about yourself. These wounds could really be anything. It could be some past trauma that hasn't been healed really, or you might have lost someone in the past, you might have been defeated in the past, you might have been hurt really badly, and you're trying to avoid that experience by protecting yourself and not putting yourself out there. Is the fear of, again, not climbing the mountain because you did it once in the past and you fell and you hurt your leg. So your grandmother is really trying to push you to do it anyway, because otherwise you would basically sabotage yourself, sabotage what you love. And you might even, if you had to follow that dream of yours, if you had to accept those opportunities, if you had to be open to those future possibilities, you might actually end up meeting your soulmate as well. I know that this is not a romantic reading, but it just came out, naturally with the Two of Cups. So I feel that they're saying you might be denying yourself the possibility to, exchange this cups of love with someone important in your life. This could be connected to this fear of commitment, fear to not being a really good partner, okay? So it came up again, fear of being hurt by your partner. And so I feel that they're saying, please open yourself up to it. You can have some protection for sure, because the past experiences taught you a lot about how to avoid certain scenarios. But if you entirely, build up a whole wall around your heart, then you might miss this soulmate. You might preclude yourself a really beautiful experience. So let's see what other message for pile number 2. I don't know for how long we've been speaking. I didn't really check time. And I did the same mistake in pile number 1 and it ended up 1 hour long. I couldn't believe my eyes when I checked the timing of that video. Okay. Just gonna do a little bit more. 7 of Pentacles, another card from pile number 1 as well in reverse. Eight of Cups in reverse. Oh, interesting. And King of Swords. I feel that your grandmother is suggesting you to be direct and honest about your feelings about someone, and to be proactive towards it as well, and really quick deciding what you want, because otherwise you risk to lose it. With this 8 of Cups, they're actually suggesting you, if you feel the need and the desire to do so, to come back to a past lover or to a past situation, a past experience, past job, whatever it is that you have abandoned in the past. And we had the 5 of Pentacles before that did speak indeed about abandonment. So it could be that you have decided actively to abandon someone or something. So your grandmother is suggesting you, it is not too late. You have this opportunity to come back to them, okay, and nourishing those seeds that you planted years ago and that you left abandoned. They are still there, dormant in the land, so you can come back to it. It is not it was not a waste of time. This was all, divinely synchronized, is divine timing. So this is your chance and you have to grab it now. That's what I'm sensing here. Despite the insecurities, despite the desire to be by yourself, the fact that maybe you got so accustomed to be by yourself and independent, they're saying to embrace this change, embrace the future, and face these commitment fears that I'm seeing here. Let's see. What is it gonna happen if you do indeed come back to this past situation, please and thank you. Message from your grandma, the moon. Emperor in reverse. This is facing, this is shadow work. This is shadow work, facing some real issues about your identity. That's identity crisis, really. Strength, yes. So there could be some ego issues, maybe because maybe you thought that to show that you were a strong person, you were not dealing with some of your weaknesses, with some of your weak spots, with some of your fragility. Oh, sorry, guys. Clearly, English is not my first language. So, yes, there is this need to look at the other side of the moon, okay, to face anything that you have not been looking at, because actually I do believe that the strongest thing is to embrace our vulnerability. A person that decides to open up their heart to someone else, or to learn a new instrument and allow themselves to be a student again, embracing all the ups and downs, all the mistakes, all the trials and errors, that is the strongest thing. The strongest thing would not be sitting there appearing all confident, because apparently from outside you look like you're not making any mistakes. Simply you're not trying, you're not putting yourself out there. So it's way better to go and try those jobs, try those hobbies, try those relationships and fail at them, than not try them at all for fear of failing. And I feel that this is the root of that fear of failing and the root of that insecurity. You might have had a really harsh authority in your life, a harsh father that was very, very strict, and especially was denying your emotions, because the moon is all about the emotions, the subconscious. And whenever you were trying to be soft and maybe crying about something, or you were showing yourself to be very sensitive and deep, this figure was denying you, was insulting you, was belittling you, and was making you feel ashamed for those feelings. And that's why your motto has become, I gotta be strong. So I really sense that probably there's going to be, for this pile, a bigger audience that is male rather than female for this particular reading. I'm sensing, obviously it is gender neutral reading, absolutely, so it's good for everyone, but I'm sensing that there might be more males than usually in this particular one. Yeah, so that is the root, and your grandmother is showing it to you and is saying, but don't listen to that person, they were just being an idiot, they were being so stubborn, they were just listening to their ego, they were being so overly proud. And you're not going anywhere when you're so proud of yourself and holding this mask, right? So yes, embrace, do the shadow work, embrace the vulnerability, try the things, accept that anybody is allowed to make mistakes, and that's how we learn, okay? And I really hope that the messages from this pile has been useful to you. It's getting quite late, it's midnight here, so I think the wisest thing for me would be to go to bed. But otherwise, I will continue speaking to you for ages. Let me know in the comments down below if this resonated with you, and if you feel motivated to support this channel, there's plenty of ways in the info box below that you can see, and the usual ones as well. So whatever you feel comfortable doing, it means a lot. So thank you for listening up until now, and I'm always available if you need a private reading. I send you the biggest hug, and I hope to see you again in the next video. Much love. Hello my loves, and welcome to your reading. If you have picked the Crow and Dogwood in pile number 3 with the Ivy OM Save, the Amethyst Crystal. So we're going to be using the White Sage Tarot deck for the majority of the reading. I also have 3 cards from the Lenormand Oracle deck and 1 card from the postcard from Spirit deck, which is one that I often use to receive messages from spirits or from deceased loved ones as well. So we're going to read this in a minute. I just wanted to start by saying that initially my idea was to offer you a message from a grandmother that has passed away, but then I realized there's other situations and scenarios where perhaps your grandmother is still alive but is unconscious, bedridden, or very ill, and or has lost the possibility to communicate properly with you, or yeah, there's loads and loads of possible scenarios there where she could still be alive but not being able to offer you any guidance or talk to you like she used to. So yes, those situations are still welcome in this reading. So let's have a look at this postcard first of all. It says, "Dearest you, did you know that when you stop fighting and accept everything exactly as it is right now, miracles start to happen? There is a freedom in this kind of radical acceptance. Let go of unrealistic expectations and see things as they really are, not how you'd like them to be. You'll be surprised at how everything seems to fall into place. When you refuse to accept things, life gets messy. You act messy, and your world stays in chaos, tension, and disarray. Don't try to force a change or manipulate circumstances. Instead, learn about what is in front of you and face it with your eyes fully open. Then you can decide, stay or go, sink or swim, move or stay still. Acceptance is the key to freedom and opens the door to real opportunities waiting to be discovered. Set yourself and others free. Loving you so much, always and forever." So I hope that landed well with you. So I would as well like to, we're definitely gonna speak about those topics again during the tarot reading, because everything will make sense, all the elements will start speaking to each other. But for now, let's start seeing what we have in front of us. We have the Crow and Dogwood, and this definitely would be talking about giving yourself credit for your intelligence, and also if there's anything that you need to study, that you need to learn, that you need to practice, that you need to get better at, and there's definitely the focus on it. And I feel that is a very practical card as well, because crows are so great at finding solutions to problems. Okay, so that is the main strong message from this card, is telling you you do have the solution to any problem in front of you. Just trust your intelligence, trust your ability to get on the other side of the tunnel, basically. And with the ivy, I sense that your grandmother is telling you there's lots of pathways and maybe you have not considered, but there's lots of ways to solve this, whatever issues you have right now. And the ivy would speak as well about freeing your wild spirit, allowing yourself to grow and develop in whatever direction you'd like to go without anyone holding you back or cutting your wings, basically. Just embrace your wellness. It also suggests, yes, to not hold on too tight to the things that you really love, just for the risk to potentially smother them. So that is another message from the ivy, because yes, it's beautiful, it's romantic, it's lovely to see it in houses, but we also know the damaging effect of ivy sometimes. So there is that positive and negative aspect of it based on how you look at it. With the amethyst, definitely it is a message to say you don't have to worry, everything is fine. If you're having sleepless nights trying to figure out how to get out of a situation, your grandmother is telling you everything is going to be fine, I'm here with you, and I do trust in your intelligence finding a solution, but there's no need to lose sleep over it. And like the postcard from Spirit said over here, if you accept the situation in a very calm way, and you transcend all of these issues, if you simply look at them for what they are, things will start falling into place. We also have these three Lenormand cards. We have the house, the child, and the ship in reverse. The first impression that I got from these three cards is that your grandmother might feel like it's heartbreaking to leave you, and she would like not to go. With this ship in reverse, it's like she refuses to go anywhere, or if she really has to go, she finds it really hard. This could even be you. It could be that you have somewhere to go, but you're refusing to hop onto that boat, to hop onto that opportunity. Perhaps because you feel like you're abandoning someone behind you, or you are letting go of a really good deal because of this house and child. It could be that you're feeling like you don't want to let go of your family, of your kids, of your house, whatever that is that you have created around you. So there is this resistance to this travel or opportunity. And let me see what else I see here. Maybe some of you has a son or a daughter that wants to leave home and wants to travel abroad, or wants to apply to a college on the other side of the ocean, and on another country, and you find yourself being really resistant to this transformation. We're going to definitely understand more about these three cards, but I'm going to keep them on a side now and ask messages from your grandmother through the tarot now. If you're interested to get any of these decks, you can find the Amazon affiliate links in the info box below, so have a look at those if you want to grab them. Also, really want to thank you all so much for trusting my guidance and coming back here, or if you are new here, to give me a chance. I'm so grateful for all of your messages of support. Messages from your grandmother for pile number 3. Also, I'm sorry that the light is not as pretty as when I recorded the intro, and I have to use the support of artificial light today. But the important things at the end of the day are the messages that come through. Okay, for pile number 3, messages from your grandmother. We have the 2 of Pentacles and the 4 of Cups. Very good. So the 2 of Pentacles does tell me that there's something that you are in doubt about, or you're juggling too many jobs. That's what I'm sensing as well. Or you're juggling too many scenarios, too many different situations. It could be that you're finding it hard to find a harmony between your work life and your personal life, or your romantic life. So there is that suggestion that while you are so busy doing all of these errands, all of these jobs, and trying to find harmony, there is this suggestion that it's really important that you take care of yourself with these 4 of Cups, that you nourish your soul and really fill up your cup, love, because it's really easy for you to get drained by all of these activities. That's what I'm sensing here. For pile number 3, messages from your grandmother. Okay, we have the 4 of Wands, so definitely, yeah, that concept of the house is very important here, and the 8 of Swords. Now, the 4 of Wands is also about celebration and marriage, but with this 8 of Swords, there are some troubles that you're having about these situations. And if it is a marriage, you're probably wondering, is this am I doing the right thing, or is this heading in the right direction? or there's certain problem with communication. Maybe you're not understanding each other very well. Maybe you feel trapped, in this marriage, in this particular relationship. Or if you have if you have lots of responsibilities, lots of jobs and activities going on, you might feel trapped even at work, and you'd like to give time to your marriage, give time to your home, give time to your family, to celebrate them, and to create special memories together, but you find it is really hard because you're overly too busy. And there could be a job that is trapping you, but let's find out more. It will definitely be clear, so if you stay patient with me. So I know at the beginning of the readings, even when I listen to them, I'm always like, I'm not sure if this is the right path for me, and then eventually it'll all make sense. Five of Swords in reverse and Nine of Swords in reverse. I really feel that because this Four of Wands is upright, we're talking about a situation that you originally are happy about. I don't know why this plant keeps shaking. Maybe it's not placed very stably. I don't know. Originally you're very happy about this, and you felt so grateful to have created this stability in your life, and that could bring so much joy into your life. But there's a lot of negative cards about it. Now the Four of Cups could even be that you're feeling bored within this connection. It doesn't have to be a romantic connection. It really could be even just a situation about your home, or your family in general, or group of friends, or whatever it is that you're involved right now that brings a lot, that originally brought a lot of joy. There is the fact that with the Two of Pentacles, it simply seemed to be too much to handle it. Okay, there's too many things to think about, too many things to organize and get sorted, and at the same time, because you don't have time for yourself, you even get bored of this routine, of this constantly chasing the end of the week. And it seems like you're always on a rush, and this is not it's not giving you the mental stimulation that you need. It is not nourishing your soul properly, and you feel quite trapped in this sort of routine, even though all of these things you do them for love, because you believe in this foundation with these Four of Wands. You believe in this marriage, home, relationship, whatever that is. But there's too many negative cards around it. The Nine of Swords in reverse, though, it's quite good. Five of Swords in reverse as well, it's quite good, because in reverse they have more of a positive meaning. Indeed, I'm just checking if the light is too bright. Probably is okay. So the Five of Swords in reverse would tell me that you're really trying to, if you're having internal conflicts about the situation, or if you're having actual fights or conflicts with the person you're involved with, it seems like you're really trying to go past them. You don't want to be too hanged up about it. You're trying to find a solution. You're trying to make peace with this person. And the Nine of Swords in reverse as well is telling me that you're trying not to be overthinking, not to be overly negative. You're trying not to be paranoid. You're trying not to be too worried. You're really putting a lot of effort in controlling your mind from spiraling down. Okay. So it's already in you. It's already in you, this desire to find harmony and peace within this situation. It seems like no matter how much you try though, there's this feeling of being trapped. And I feel that your grandmother wants you to know that at the end of the day, you have the power to get yourself out of a situation if you want to. I don't mean it. I know in some situation we are really trapped, and there's really a big crisis, and we can't really get out of it in the current moment. But with this Eight of Swords, there is this idea that most of the problems or confinement or restrictions that we feel around us are actually most of the time just an illusion or a product of our mind. This is the meaning of the Eight of Swords. So I feel that your grandmother is saying what you have here is still precious, is still standing tall. So you do have the power to unravel these knots. You have the power to recreate this harmony, remove some of the activities if it's simply too much, if your schedule is too packed. Remove some of it, fill up your cup with love. So if you need to spend time with friends, do it. If you want to go to the cinema by yourself, do it. If you want to bring yourself to a date and go watch a movie in the cinema by yourself, do so. If you want to go for shopping, or simply have a whole day in which you rest at home and you do lots of self-care, then do so, because it would be really, really beneficial. And try to see the situation, the problem in a different perspective, feeling that you do have in fact the power to change it. Okay, there's no one really holding you tight there, and there is a possibility to resolve the conflicts and finally have beautiful cozy nights where you don't have to constantly worry about something. And that comes back to the postcard from spirits, where it did say to stop fighting and accept the things as they are, to allow miracles to happen. I'm just reading it again. Yeah, it seems like there is chaos and tension right now, and like your life seems to be indeed quite messy, but there is a way to go around this. So we're gonna get more advice for sure. While I was shuffling, look what happened. The Ten of Pentacles just flipped on the other side, showing me its belly. And the Ten of Pentacles does speak in fact about the fact that you have achieved your dream. You have built the life of your dreams. You've been able to create a family, to create a big business for yourself, to be financially stable, to create a solid network of friends around you, to really find your way in life, and I'm feeling like you can satisfy all of your needs, whether they are physical or emotional. You finally reached the top of the ladder that you had in mind, so you have this possibility to be happy. Anything that is happening right now, since there are minor arcanas, your grandmother is saying they're just minor issues, and you definitely have the power, capacity, ability to find a solution there. There's lots of pathways, as we said. So let's find out more. I'm still looking at this Lenormand card to try. Again, the fact that we had the house, it really has similar energy of the Four of Wands. And then we'll figure out more about the child. The child could even be you feeling a bit lost, as in, what if I started a path with a lot of courage and now I lost it all, and now I really need some guidance because I don't know where I should go. And there's lots of worries because these trees, I can't show it to you closely, but there's monster faces hidden in the trees, and she's feeling quite scared. So it could be that someone has left your life with this ship in reverse and you didn't want to, and now that they're not there. So it could be that since your grandma has passed, maybe you started feeling lost. I really need to check the light and see if it's alright. Yeah, it seems like it could be that you started feeling quite desperate after she has left your life, and you started feeling like you had too many things to do without her, or you kept yourself busy because you didn't want to feel anything. You didn't have the capacity to feel that grief. That could be a possibility as well. It could be that for some of you she has left their house, like you have got her house in inheritance, and there's a lot of things to declutter, to sell, to throw away, and you find yourself alone doing this, and this is worrying you. And and you don't fully know exactly what to do about these things, what to do about the house. And there's lots of internal conflicts about it. Should I move in there? Should I sell it? Should I rent it? It could even be that you don't normally live in that in your home country anymore, and so you find it hard with the ship in reverse to figure all this out. Yeah, there's definitely this sense of worrying about a house, which still holds a lot of beautiful memories because it's standing upright. There's this beautiful purple ribbon and the willow branches as well with the beautiful gems on it. So let's see. What other messages from your grandmother? Page of Pentacles upright. I don't know why, but for some of you I'm sensing it could be that you're worried that the spirit of your grandmother is trapped in this house and you're trying to figure out a way to set her free. And it could be that you're asking her, how could you do that? How could you set her free? Do you have any power to do so? I know it might just resonate with one single person, but I just have to say that. Page of Pentacles. I feel that your grandmother is trying to say, be gentle with yourself. You're still learning. There's a Hermit as well in reverse. You're still learning, and perhaps in this field you don't have as much experience, but as long as you have a good heart, good intention, you have enough assets, to invest in yourself or in this activity, and if you commit to it, you're going to achieve great results. Now, there is this Hermit in reverse, so I feel that she's saying it is time for you to get out of your nest, to get out of the sanctuary where you retreated yourself for a while. It is time to get out in the real world and start putting yourself to work, because the Page of Pentacles, being the Pentacle suit, does speak indeed about work a lot of the time, or putting a lot of effort and investment and an interest towards something that really matters to you. So I feel that she's saying it's time to initiate this process. For example, if you'd like to buy a house but you don't have the money for it, she's saying this is the right time for you to start working towards that dream and start saving money for it. Or if you'd like to go to college, whatever that is that you'd like to start saving for, she's saying this is the time. You're receiving nice opportunity here. Okay, a few cards fell out. Let me just grab them. So we have Three of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. We have the Devil, the Empress, and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. What do I see here? Oh, I see now. It could be that now you're feeling quite lost and scared because you know that there's people out there with mean intentions, and you're scared that you're too young or you don't have enough experience to discern whether the people that you're dealing with are actually kind or not, if they're tricking you or not. You just don't have enough let's say street wisdom, if you can say that, to figure out if they are right people or not. And you were putting a lot of trust in this Empress that could be indeed your grandmother, because she had a great intuition and she was always the one kind of giving you advice about it. So you're like, what am I going to do without you? But I feel that your grandmother is saying you are the Empress now, and you have to believe first of all in your ability to create whatever you want in your life. The Empress represents fertility and abundance, and she is a royal figure in this card, and she's really connected with her emotions as well, being the moon there and the ocean as well. She's very kind and generous and great at taking care of others, great mother figure. She has all the skills and talents that she needs in order to create whatever she wants. She has respect from others as well. She has lots of self-love. Yeah, there's lots of body positivity as well about the Empress. There's lots of confidence, independence. She doesn't need anyone to create the life of her dreams. So I think that she's saying to you, I know that you're resistant to this change, but now you are maturing. You are passing from being a page to being an Empress. That is a huge step. Let's see if they have any message about this. If they have any suggestion about how can you feel more confident, how can you discern, the right people from the bad one around you, how can you go past this insecurity, this anxiety of being all by yourself right now. Yeah, the World, okay. The Page of Swords. The Two of Wands. Knight of Swords. The High Priestess in reverse. And the Hierophant in reverse. What do I see here? The World in reverse does speak about, again, this inability to accept closure. So a chapter of your life has ended, whether you wanted it or not, and you're finding it really hard to close it, especially because there hasn't been closure with this Page of Swords in reverse. The words that you were hoping to share with a specific person, which it could be as well your grandmother or a past relationship or whatever that is, you weren't able to share the words that were going to be needed in order to have a proper closure. So maybe you weren't able to say goodbye to her, maybe you weren't able to tell her how grateful you were, or maybe she wasn't able to give you all the specific practical lessons that you needed to hear. Like maybe you didn't have a chance to hear from her about what she wanted to do, what she wanted you, how she wanted you to handle her stuff, or it's like Page of Swords. It could be practical, direct instructions, but because it's in reverse, you haven't received those instructions, so you're feeling like, it's hard for you. It's hard for you to find closure. So what do we have in response to that? We have the Two of Wands and the Knight of Swords in reverse. I feel like she's saying you shouldn't run away from this, and you should instead start feeling, where do you imagine yourself? What can you manifest? What does make you feel excited about a potential future development of the situation? Like, you need to start directing all of your energies towards your future rather than being too stuck in the past. That's what I'm sensing here. Now, if you are expecting an apology, for example, from a past person that has hurt you in the past, I feel that your grandmother is saying, just forget about it. Just move on with this Knight of Swords. There's no need to have that fight, have that discussion, there's no need to face that person anymore, because chances are this person is not going to understand you anyway. You're not going to receive that closure from them. You have to create it yourself. So it's time for you to start focusing on the future. I'm sorry if these messages feels a little bit scattered, because I'm just sensing a few different scenarios at the same time. So you'll have to be the one be able to discern which ones are meant for you or not. The High Priestess and the Hierophant, yeah, definitely here there is the suggestion to keep practicing your intuition. There's a lot of exercises that we can do to start trusting our third eye, to start trusting our intuition. You could start using a pendulum, you could start reading cards for yourself, even just some little daily spiritual practice that can help you announcing the trust in your own sixth sense. Because the High Priestess has all of this ability inside of her, has all of this knowledge. High Priestess is especially good at discerning what's right from what's wrong, especially in the original Rider-Waite tarot. You see the High Priestess sitting between two pillars, a black one and a white one, and that really does speak about the dichotomy of life, the contrast in life, and the good and the bad in life, and the fact that she's really, really good at discerning between the two. And I can see this white and black as well in the fur of this cat here. And yeah, cats are really, really famous as well for being able to perceive energies, to perceive entities, and to perceive illness as well. So they would often come and sit on your belly if you're having a bellyache, and they always know what's going on with you, and they always know how you're feeling. So the ability is there. It's all a matter of trusting it and committing to that spiritual practice. And the Hierophant is the card as well that connects you to spiritual realms. So the key is within you. You have the key to open this door that connects you from the earth to the spiritual realms. You have this ability to download spiritual messages. You have all these untapped wisdom and knowledge. You just really have to trust in yourself, and in the fact that you have this ability, and you have to practice it, because it is like a muscle, and intuition is literally just like a muscle, and you have to practice it over and over and over again. So even just like don't know if I said that already, but like a daily spiritual practice can help you get in there, and can help you reaching the clarity that maybe you feel like you don't have with this Page of Swords and Knight of Swords in reverse. It could be that you're lacking the clarity and the direction, even though with these two ones your grandmother is saying you really need to tap into this excitement and joy to discover and explore new territories. And doesn't really matter if you're not really clear about where you want to go, as long as you go somewhere, because she feels that you're still quite attached to the past. So it could be that you were attached to the reality in which she was still alive, and everything was quite different, obviously, and you find it hard without her guidance to know what to do with your life. Or yeah, you were probably relying a lot on her, on her presence, on her advices, and now that she's not there, or she cannot communicate with you, she's not conscious, perhaps you find it really hard to know what direction to take, or you wish she could have given you all of those instructions. But again, she's saying you have the resources with the Page of Pentacles, you have the knowledge, you have the wisdom, you just have to tap into it, you have the intelligence to find the solution to these problems. Now let me see if there's any other message for you, pile number 3. I feel that she's as well saying, I wish I could have told you what I wanted to say before leaving. But either way, they know that they have other pathways to get in touch with you. As so long as you open that little door. Because so many times, I even noticed it with my mom when my granny passed. My mom was receiving certain signals that were so impossible to confuse. They were literally messages from my grandmother. and she was still in doubt. Like initially she had this excitement as in, oh my goodness, I know it's her, and then she would second guess herself and be like, oh, but what am I kidding, she's not here anymore, she doesn't exist, she's not anywhere, and it's just an illusion to go past this grief a little better, but I'm just kidding myself basically. And I was like, Mom, are you serious? How can you second guess this? She's screaming so hard at you for you to listen. So it's really important that you do open that door of possibilities, that you do believe in the signs, that you do keep the communication open. We have 8 of Cups and the Emperor. Oh, okay. I don't know why I'm sensing that they're saying there is a particular man in your life that is having way too much power on you, perhaps being a little controlling, that you have to walk away from. There is Magician. There is a life that you want to create, and for some reason you felt trapped, and it could be that this Emperor was trapping you. This Emperor could be the reason why you had these 8 of Swords at the bottom of the reading, making you feel trapped, you know, like suffocating your dreams. And then the Ivy is actually quite of a wild spirit, so that's why your grandmother is saying you need to set yourself free, you need to discover all of those hidden mysterious paths in the forest that nobody wants to get in. You have to listen to your intuition and follow that guidance and go through those paths because they're meant to be for you. And whoever is holding you tight in the concrete path just because it's safer, it's actually damaging you. So you have to try and get rid of this negative influence, because it's really creating a fog in front of your eyes. It's probably hard for you to see any future because of this. Let me see what else. What's going on today? The cards keep slipping out of my hands. So it could be that you feel like the situation is out of your, do you say out of your hands? Like it's really, you feel like you have no control in this situation. 4 of Pentacles, another message that you have to let go of whatever has created stability up until now, because it is confusing you, this Judgment. It is blocking the enlightenment that you have to go through. This is exactly what is making you feel lost. So even though you have created a great security net around you, it could be the time for you to let go of it, even just temporarily, so that you can figure out where you want to go and understand the lessons from the past, you know, and connect the dots among all of the experiences from your past. Because the Judgment in reverse really does speak about not being able to turn on the light and just roaming around the darkness, not knowing what to do about yourself. We have the 7 of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. 7 of Pentacles. The 7 of Pentacles always put you in a fork in life. You're wondering whether it is worth your time to keep investing in the things you have created up until now, or if it is a waste of time. You're wondering if it is the right time to pick up the fruit, or if it is not ripe just yet. Okay, and the Queen of Swords is, again, in reverse, is telling me you don't have the answer to it, you don't have the clarity, you don't have the knowledge, or you're simply being overly critical about yourself. Or you're not being honest with yourself, because if you were actually facing the problem, if you were facing the issue, if you were being direct with the people around you. If you were not putting their needs as priority but yours first, you would realize what is the right thing for you to do. Now, I'm sorry, but because I had so many different scenarios in my head, I kind of want to see the cards underneath, so perhaps it brings more sense to me. So we have this Emperor, 8 of Cups, Page of Swords, and the World in reverse. So yeah, this World in reverse, it could be that you're finding it hard to get a closure from this Emperor. You're still quite attached to them. Yes, because they have not, either they have not apologized or they're cutting your wings. That's what I'm sensing. And yes, the 8 of Cups, that was pretty clear, that message. Hermit in reverse, Page of Pentacles. So you know what, it could be that this figure is actually holding you trapped in the house, doing all of the errands, taking care of the kids, the cleaning and etc., keeping you busy with all the daily activities, but you're feeling unsatisfied with these 4 cups and bored because you would really like to start a business yourself. You would like to start being creative. You would like to be proud of yourself for some other achievement that is not just taking care of the home. So you would like to get out of that house, get out of that nest, and start creating something in your life, even though you don't know exactly what. But yes, this Emperor could either be that you want to be the boss of yourself, the boss of your own life, start a business yourself. But yes, there is something that is holding you back. Or it could be this figure that is being too suffocating, like the ivy is just suffocating you, smothering you, and not allowing you to get out. And with this Page of Swords, you might find it hard to express your needs with this person. So if you feel like you don't have the right to speak up to this person, because otherwise they're going to have a terrible reaction to your words, and they're gonna be angry at you or explosive, then your grandmother is saying, well, that is a sign that you need to stop being with this person because it's being damaging to your soul, and you need to leave them. This 8 of Cups. So that's a very, very strong message there. Now let me have a look at these cards as well. We had the 8 of Swords. Yeah, the devil. So yes, devil and Emperor, definitely it's someone that is trying to make you feel like they love you, but in reality they are taking advantage of you, or they're using you, or they are deceiving you, they are manipulate your reality. They're luring you in their life with some sort of temptation, but in reality they want to poison you and keep you there. I know these are very strong words, but you gotta be careful, because whoever you got yourself involved with doesn't have really good intention here. And Knight of Swords oftentimes does speak about running away from a situation. Okay, instead of facing it head on, this is about going the opposite direction. So I feel that your grandmother is telling you there is this urge to run away, and she's kind of worried that you're not seeing this, that this is not very clear to you yet, because you're kind of fogged by the love from this person. Now let me see these cards as well. If I had a bigger table, it would be easier. Because as soon as I place a card on top of the other, it's like I completely forget what's underneath. 4 of Wands. Yes, the house. And it was funny because that was the only positive card nearly, or with a lot of worries and troublesome around. So yes, there is this illusion that you're happy in your house because you have everything. And we saw as well the 10 of Pentacles in the deck. So it seems like apparently you're sorted, you have everything you always wanted, but you're not that happy. And there's this harmony as well with this 3 of Pentacles. So there could be 3 people involved, or not necessarily. It could be you, this person, plus the situation. And there's definitely disharmony there. It seems like you're not working towards the same goal. There is some misunderstanding and different interests as well that doesn't allow you to create a solution there. So again, 2-1 seems like your grandmother is saying you need to have some hope for what you are going to create after this. You need to find some window of opportunity where you can get out and feel hopeful about your future again. And you have the ability with this magician to create absolutely whatever you want, and that connects as well with the Empress. The magician is this reminder that you have all the tools that you need. So if you ever doubt yourself about, I don't know, not being skillful enough, resourceful enough, talented enough, not having enough money, not having enough connection, not having enough knowledge, not enough experience, whatever that is, enough titles, this card is saying, your grandmother is saying, you actually do have the ability to create whatever you want. This is also a beautiful sign that you need to open up your eyes to the feathers that shows up in your life, because this is your grandmother showing their support, her support to you. And then Four of Pentacles, another card of having to let go, of that stability that apparently seems to be great, but in fact is actually killing you slowly. Have Nine of Swords. It's like you're trying to stop worrying about it, but if you are simply not thinking about it and sweep it off underneath the rug, this is avoiding the problem more so than solving it. Wheel of Fortune indeed is resistance to change. So you're like, no, there's nothing to worry about. There's nothing. It's that type of attitude where you don't want to criticize the person you're in because you love them so much, and you just want to you don't want to admit that there is a problem, because that would mean that you have to accept a major change in your life and you find it too hard. So the key is in yourself, but there could be resistance to grabbing it. And Queen of Swords is like lying to yourself about it. That's what I'm sensing. Everything seems to make a lot of sense now, and I really hope that this is resonating with you. Otherwise, try and get another pile or another video entirely. Obviously, being a general reading may or may not entirely resonate with all of you, so that's absolutely normal. Five of Swords could be indeed the avoiding the conflict, not wanting to speak up because you're scared of the reaction, but you really have to put your self-care as in priority and start following your intuition. And yeah, with this Seven of Pentacles, start asking yourself whether it is time to start a new garden, basically, to start planting seeds elsewhere. I feel that the picture is nearly complete. I just want to see if there's any other topic that your grandmother wants to face. Any other message, even just a tiny one. Knight of Pentacles, Two of Swords, and Three of Wands in reverse. Okay, I need more. I feel they're saying they believe in you and your ability to commit to a new path for yourself. They absolutely understand how you need time to figure it all out now. There is a big choice here with these Two of Swords that needs to be done, and you find it really hard to unravel this knot. It's like black and white type of situation. And so you're in a situation of, do you say stall? Like you don't know exactly where to go. But in this particular card, they're saying it's really important that you don't listen to other people here, but just to yourself. The moon does speak about your subconscious, your inner realm, your emotional realm. You have to listen to your inner voice. And that is the only way to unravel this knot, and knowing which is the right direction for you. They totally understand that with these 301s, you find it hard to plan anything to get out of here, that you find it hard to see what's coming next. But they're saying not to wait for the right moment, because otherwise it will never be the right moment. That's what I'm sensing here. And that it's time for you to take action on this, okay? Yes, take a little bit of time to figure it all out, to make your decision, but I feel that they're really giving you this nudge, and they also want you to know that you're going to be successful no matter what. You're going to be recognized, you're going to be understood, you're going to find people that will support you wholeheartedly in this, and will appreciate you for your effort. And talents and skills, there is a 9 of cups at the bottom of the deck. So this talks about feeling absolutely happy, emotionally fulfilled, all of your needs being satisfied. It feels about your life turning colorful again, your life flowing more naturally again, you feeling like you have more reasons to be alive again. So really, it's all around it's all up to you. You have this ability to get out, to find a solution to this problem, but they really want you to know, your grandmother really wants you to know that she can't wait to see you in this phase of the 9 of Cups, where you're going to feel like you're surrounded by so much unconditional love. You're going to feel so grateful for the big changes that happen in your life, so grateful for the support, so grateful for support from your grandmother, but also from the new people that will appear in your life. Like each single cup represent each needs of yours, and look at how abundantly they are filled with water that in tarot represents love. Okay, so you're gonna feel loved, you're gonna feel happy, alive, and everything. So I really see that she's gonna be there with you throughout this whole journey, and she's really rooting for you. So let me know in the comments down below if this message resonated with you. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll answer to each one of your comments. If you feel motivated to support this channel, I would really appreciate any single gestures goes a long way. Even just a like, a thumbs up, a comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, and hit the notification bell down below if you want to be notified anytime that I publish a new video. Plenty of other ways to support me if you wish in the info box below, and I am available for private readings if you desire to get one for yourself or to gift one to a loved one of yours. And if you'd like to get a Noam set for yourself to get more in touch with the tree spirits, they are available. They're made in Ireland, handmade by myself, using only fallen branches, so no tree has been harmed in the process, and they're also spiritually charged, so to give you a really magical experience. And that would be everything. Thank you so much for listening up until now. See you very soon in the next video. Much love and lots of blessings to you.